Federal government recommits to a more robust program of action to address genuine public aspiration. Senators elect as shows of cooperation with the executive. President Buhari presents Nigeria's AIDS Indicator and Impact Survey Report. Hello and welcome to Panorama on the NTA. I am Kendi Olaleye. Thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari says the governing All Progressives Congress is determined to introduce a more robust program of action in the next level towards responding to genuine public aspirations and sustaining its presence in all parts of the country. The president stated this while receiving an audience, a high-powered delegation from the Borgudu Kingdom led by the Emir of Borgu, Mohammed Aliru Dantoro. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The delegation comprising Borgu people from Niger, Kebbi, Kwara and Kishi in Oyo State was in the State House to felicitate with the president on his re-election for another term in office. President Buhari, who thanked the people for the visit, expressed the belief that his victory at the polls is a clear demonstration of appreciation by Nigerians for his commitment to a greater Nigeria. Such commitment, he promised, will not only be sustained but enhanced in the next level as part of deliberate efforts towards guaranteeing sustainable future for the citizenry as well as generations yet unborn. The president, who noted the various requests made by the people of Borgu, assured them of favorable response by government within the limits of available resources.
The infrastructure you mentioned in your constituencies, I assure you that I will try and do what I can, and that since I'm going to be around, God willing, for the next 4 years, I have made a promise. The ministers responsible to comply.
The Emir of Borgu, Mohammed Aliru Dantoro, told the president that the entire people of Borgu Kingdom appreciated his resilience in championing the cause for public good as well as stable and prosperous Nigeria.
The stage is now set for Nigeria's fullest potentials and best talents to be unleashed for meaningful change. Mr. President, we humbly urge you not to be detracted in redeeming the battered image of our country in the areas of corruption, insecurity, and poverty.
The Emir thanked the president for the recent award of contract for the construction of New Busa Kayama Road, which he described as an open sore on the conscience of the nation.
By Excellency's singular award of this life-changing road project, the endless tears of our people in the past generations have at least been wiped from our faces. We and our people yet unborn are grateful beyond words.
Borgu Kingdom also made a case for, amongst others, the creation of Borgu State, establishment of export-oriented processing factories, international border market, and naval formation along the banks of Kainji Lake, as well as the strengthening of Hyperdeck to tackle the unique challenges facing Borgu and other communities hosting hydroelectric installations. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the continued trust and support of the people are crucial to achieving set goals by the Buhari administration. The Vice President, at an appreciation dinner for volunteers during the 2019 election campaign, thanked Nigerians for their belief in the president and giving him their mandate to serve for a second term. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo emphasized that their trust will not be betrayed as the administration is more determined to meeting the expectations of all Nigerians. State House correspondent Jide Onifadi reports.
We're supposed to be offering these people comfort, offering them succor, offering them hope. But they themselves are so hopeful. They are the ones who are even offering the support, offering all of the comfort, and offering us all of their love and everything that...
The Vice President recounting the numerous shows of love and kindness he received from Nigerians as he went about every nook and cranny of the country during the campaign towards the 2019 elections.
Say a very big thank you to the Nigerian people for the contributions that they made to bringing us here.
The lesson from these interactions with Nigerians, as the Vice President says, is that the leaders must find a way of connecting to the people they serve. This, he says, the administration would do in this second coming and get the people more involved and well informed of activities and achievements of government. The Vice President says Nigerians are right in their belief that the Buhari administration is what the country needs at this time, stressing that the nation would progress faster with a leader that is honest.
Business of doing the right thing, of governing right, is not rocket science. If the president is an honest man, as we have an honest man, everything we want done will be done. And I believe very strongly that with your support, with your continued support, all of what we wish, all of what we want for our country will be done. And by the grace of God, every one of the infrastructure projects that we want done will be done. Our economy will turn around and we will see prosperity in this great nation of ours by the grace of God.
He urged the people to work harder towards achieving success in the rerun elections coming up on the 23rd of March. For retired General Buba Marwa and others, appreciation also goes to the president and all those involved in the cause of moving the country forward.
We can only wish our leadership God's continued blessings and guidance and peace and prosperity for Nigeria.
It is imperative that certain reforms, such as electoral reforms, internal party reforms, and judicial reforms, are undertaken to give the good people of this country a fighting chance.
As this gift indicates, the people expect more goals to be achieved from the government in coming years and promised their continued support for the Buhari administration. From the banquet hall of the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja has granted access to President Muhammadu Buhari and his party, the All Progressives Congress, to inspect the materials used during the February 23rd presidential election. The Justice Abdul Aboki three-man tribunal granted the two prayers of President Buhari and the All Progressives Congress brought before it through separate expertise applications. In their application, President Buhari and his party urged the tribunal to grant them access to the materials to enable them defend themselves in any petition which the runner-up of the polls, Atiku Abubakar, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, vowed to challenge. The tribunal, in their ruling, made the order permitting them to carry out the inspection of the electoral materials and obtain the certificate through copies of the document from INEC. 101 senators-elect have been presented with certificate of return by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. This follows the conclusion of the elections in those senatorial districts. Mayor Ogidi reports.
From the entrance down to the main hall of the International Conference Center, Abuja, it's all celebrations and taking of selfies as the victorious ones receive their tickets to the Red Chamber of the National Assembly from the INEC. Out of the 109 senators elect, 8 senators are yet to be presented with certificates of return. 7 are to conduct supplementary elections, while Imo West Senatorial District is pending as the results were allegedly announced under duress.
Pending a supplementary, we fix a date. The 23rd of March will be the date we'll conduct all pending supplementary elections.
So, for now, APC is smiling to the Senate with 63 senators, PDP 37 and YPP 1. Both returning and fresh senators are going to the National Assembly with well-cut-out agenda.
This time around, we want a relationship that will be properly characterized between the legislature and the executive, characterized by consultation, by coordination, by partnership.
By the grace of God, we are going to make our mark.
My major concern will be how to perfect the electoral process to make it a little hitch-free and rancor-free for our people.
We would like to see how we can transform Nigeria football, looking at English Premier League as a test case.
The political climate in Rivers State is uncertain, as the state elections and the two senatorial supplementary elections were suspended by the INEC following alleged violence and violation of electoral rules. But latest information from INEC shows a ray of hope.
Yeah, the committee returned yesterday from Rivers, so we hope to take the report tomorrow. And there is also another committee who have dispatched to Bauchi. They too will submit their own report, and then we'll take this report together.
INEC is not an island, so Professor Mahmoud Yakubu is pleading with the 9th National Assembly to work out a legal framework in deepening the electoral process ahead of 2023 general elections. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, members of the House of Representatives have also received this certificate of return. Here again is Mayor Ogidi.
At about 10 o'clock in the morning of Thursday, 14th of March 2019, senators-elect were at the International Conference Center, Abuja, to collect their certificate of return. 9 hours later, it was time to dine and wine together. For the new ones, it was a first get-together, and to the serving senators, it was a continuation of a tradition. To the new entrants into the Red Chamber, it was a time for familiarization with the old tenants. But interestingly, the focus of this evening gathering was on the need for unity of purpose towards national development. Need for cordial working relationship with the executive arm of government in the 9th Assembly was paramount.
I believe that the 9th Assembly is going to be very robust, is going to be very united, because I can see different people from different divides, from different constituencies.
Executive, legislative atmosphere has not been very cordial. So I think by the time we come in, having experienced what it is like to be on the executive side, we'll try our best to see that we bring down the temperature a bit.
That we have a united front so that we can work harmoniously with the executive.
Is to ensure that the interests of Nigerians, the welfare of Nigerians are, primary concern.
And the executive arm of government.
Senate leader Ahmed Lawan shared some of his experiences with his new colleagues.
We should work towards a relationship that will be characterized by consultation, by coordination, by partnership, and serious and deep synergy between the two arms of government.
I think this night's Senate should be substantially different from the 8th Senate.
Some serving members used the forum to commend the Senate leader Ahmed Lawan for his exceptional leadership qualities. Ignatius Unko, NTA News.
Well, that was a report by Ignatius Unko, and that is on the senators-elect making plans and also saying that they would work with the executive arm of government. Well, I'll bring you the previous report on the members of House of Representatives receiving the certificate of return.
4,680 of them went to the polls to secure 360 green seats, and at the end, these are the lucky ones. Out of the 360, 316 were presented with the instrument of power, while 24 are slated for supplementary elections, and 20 certificates of return are in INEC custody following ongoing court litigations.
For those whose certificates have been prepared but they are not around to collect, the Commission will arrange for them to collect the certificates from the supervising national commissioners for their respective states in our offices. And for others, we'll sort things out later.
Lawmaking, no doubt, is tasking. So, how prepared are they?
We are representing the people. What our people want, that we should be our command.
And by God's grace, we believe that what transpired in 2015 when the 8th Assembly will not happen this time around by this.
To sponsor a bill that will tend to address the issues of internal democracy in our political system.
Support the government in any drive for good governance, make good laws.
I'm sure the members will work very well together and will produce leaders in the Assembly that will do well for Nigeria.
So far, I have enjoyed cooperation from men of my federal constituency, and I want to believe same is going to happen at the House too.
It wouldn't have anything to do with the gender. I want to believe everybody will be given the opportunity to represent their people. That's what we have come here to do.
The cases of inconclusive elections are now the talk of the day, but the INEC boss seems not worried.
Electoral Act is very clear. Section 26 deals with violence. Section 53 talks about overvoting. Where that occurs, and the total number of registered persons in places where voting does not take place is in excess of the margin of lead, the Commission shall fix another date for the election. So what we have done is consistent with the provisions of the law.
The elections are gradually coming to an end, but so many issues are still lingering on for public discourse. Mie Ogide, NTA News.
And in Adamawa State, a High Court sitting in Yola has granted an interim injunction restraining INEC from conducting the March 23rd supplementary governorship election in Adamawa State for excluding a logo of a political party on the governorship ballot paper during the March 9th governorship election. Abubakar Aman reports.
The injunction is as a result of ex parte motion filed before the court by a political party, Movement for the Restoration and Development of Democracy, MRDD, seeking the court to grant an interlocutory injunction restraining INEC from conducting the supplementary governorship election in Adamawa State scheduled for 23rd of March this year. The plaintiff also prayed the court to place an order of interim injunction against the defendant from any other action with regard to the supplementary governorship election in Adamawa State. The party is also demanding for justice from the court by ordering the cancellation of the governorship elections held on 9th of March to enable INEC place the logo of the party on ballot papers. In his ruling on the application, Justice Abdul Aziz Waziri, who granted the application of the plaintiff, ordered INEC to restrain from proceeding with the conduct of the supplementary election in Adamawa State pending the hearing and determination of the interlocutory injunction application before the court. Justice Waziri also ordered for immediate communication to INEC on the ruling and adjourn hearing and determination of the case to 21st March. In Yola, Abubakar Hamman.
Let's pause for some messages. Panorama returns shortly.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Thank you for staying with us. And following the threat by members of the opposition in Benin Republic to boycott the parliamentary elections scheduled for April 28, ECOWAS Chairman President Muhammadu Buhari has dispatched a special envoy, Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema, to meet with President Patrice Talon. Foreign Desk correspondent Makut Simon Machem reports.
Benin Republic has been undergoing political reforms aimed at strengthening its democratic practice. The reforms include registration of new political parties under a new law that requires vetting by the Ministry of Interior and SINA, the electoral management body. Ahead of the parliamentary elections set for April 28th, only few parties have been registered, which has caused some uproar and threat of boycott from the opposition. This is why ECOWAS Chairman President Muhammadu Buhari dispatched his special envoy, Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema, to Benin Republic to meet with President Patrice Talon. In company of the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Jean-Claude Brome, the minister met President Patrice Talon behind closed doors, after which they spoke to NTA News.
And we had excellent discussions with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Benin and with the President of the Republic. And, we're very happy. There's a lot of flexibility, openness that the President has, indicated. And so it was a very good mission. We conveyed the message of President Muhammadu Buhari.
My president was happy to receive this message from his brother. He explained the whole thing to my colleague. And what is also important here is that President Talon is an open-minded person.
President Talon also used the opportunity of the visit to congratulate President Muhammadu Buhari on his re-election. From Cotonou in Benin Republic, Makut Simon Machem, NTA News.
Back home, the First Gospel Church in Nigeria has congratulated President Muhammadu Buhari on the renewal of his mandate by the Nigerian electorate during the recent presidential election. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the General Overseer, Reverend Felix Medoye, on behalf of the Board of Directors, leadership and entire worshippers of the First Gospel Church in Nigeria, said the President's victory is a testimony of God's divine providence over his life. He commended the administration for providing the enabling environment for a generally peaceful and successful election. He urged the President to see the renewal of his mandate as a call from all Nigerians to marshal the growth, unity and stability of the country. President Muhammadu Buhari is convinced that the end of HIV/AIDS as a public health threat in Nigeria by the year 2030 is truly in sight. This was while announcing the result of the Nigeria's AIDS Indicator and Impact Survey, which estimated the number of persons living with HIV in Nigeria has significantly reduced by 1.9 million. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
It is indeed an important day in Nigeria's HIV response as President Muhammadu Buhari announces the result of the largest HIV-specific population-based survey in the world and presents to the public the revised National HIV/AIDS 3-year strategic framework. This is to serve as strategic template and proper guidance towards eliminating AIDS in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari said the survey and its result have come at the right time when his administration is commencing the full implementation of the National Health Act aimed at ensuring that every Nigerian has access to comprehensive health services.
I am delighted that these more accurate figures indicate that fewer Nigerians are affected by HIV. However, we cannot celebrate yet, as almost 1 million Nigerians living with HIV are currently not on treatment. Now that we have data that will help us target for impact, I urge all of us not to relent in this fight, but to increase the momentum in a concerted effort to end the epidemic ahead of 2030.
While welcoming the move by the Nigerian private sector to establish a national HIV trust fund, the President directed the Federal Ministry of Health and NACA to consult widely and build consensus with key stakeholders to chart a new strategic path towards ending AIDS.
The end of AIDS as a public health threat by 2030 is truly in sight for our country. Let us therefore work collectively and push for the last mile.
Both the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewole, and the Director General of NACA, Dr. Sani Aliyu, are optimistic that the battle against HIV is almost won in view of the renewed commitment to the collective vision of an AIDS-free Nigeria with zero new infections as well as related discrimination and stigma.
We are confident that with excellent initiatives approved by Your Excellency, like the Saving 1 Million Lives initiative, the Basic Care Provision Fund, we will be able to cushion the effect of the disease through the provision of free antenatal care, PMTCT to pregnant women, in addition to other services.
I am confident more than I've ever been that the HIV problem in Nigeria can be resolved. We can clearly see light at the end of the tunnel now.
There were goodwill messages from the UNAIDS and the United States government.
We have a window of opportunity to control the AIDS epidemic under your leadership, Mr. President.
And I believe that the release of the survey today by you, Your Excellency, is a sign of the commitment at the highest levels and will lead to renewed efforts to make a final push to end HIV in Nigeria.
Highlights of the ceremony was the presentation of awards to those who distinguished themselves in the survey project as well as the battle against HIV/AIDS in Nigeria. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Up next is Sport Update with Ayodeji Makinde.
Team Office of the Surveyor General of the Federation has been rewarded for their outstanding performance at the 2018 Federation